Total chaos is erupting in the Middle East. War has spread to the entire region. The Trump regime announced additional attacks against Iran this evening. This is perhaps the most massive attack by the United States, really since early March, during those initial strikes by the United States and Israel. You take a look at where the United States is striking right now. You can see Kish Island, Keshem Island. You take a look, Mashar, Saravan, Bushehr, and the Bushehr airport as well. We got some footage right here of some of the intense U.S. attacks also near the Konarak area. Let's play this clip right here. More explosions seen in Saravan as the United States has just a massive amount of these tankers over Iran. They are unloading on Iran. Iran is responding very powerfully as well, though, and Iran has struck 3 ships, which I'll talk about in a moment, 2 belonging to the UAE, 1 right off the coast of Oman. But let's just take a look in Saravan here. Play this clip. I also got video of some of the U.S. strikes in Avaz, which is in the Khuzestan province. Let's play this clip right here. And so several oil tankers that were trying to exit the Strait of Hormuz being pushed out by the United States were struck by Iran. You have 2 UAE-owned oil tankers, the Mombasa B and the Bahia, were struck by Iran. Arising out of some of those strikes, here's what we know. 1 Indian national is dead. 8 other crew members aboard one of those tankers seriously injured. The Ministry of Defense from the UAE put out a statement demanding that Iran announced that the Strait of Hormuz is open, despite Donald Trump claiming that the Strait of Hormuz is open. Now, another oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman was also struck by Iran. So 3 direct hits by Iran. This one off the coast of Oman, by the Gulf of Oman. And what's notable as well is that is right in the same location where the U.S. supercarriers are, where the USS Abraham Lincoln is located as well. So I just want to, give you that alert, just how close. And Iran, I think, was sending a message that if they want to hit the USS Abraham Lincoln, they can. A high-ranking Iranian official just put out the following message as well. If the American enemy, the terrorist, carries out any attack that harms the heart of the Iranian state, then the fighting will open and the Zionist entity Israel will not be spared from that. To all residents of occupied Palestine, prepare your cameras. Also over VHF radio channel 16 right now, we're hearing on loop. Again, that's the frequency for the tankers trying to exit the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is out there, IRGC Navy, Sepah Navy, saying, this is IRGC Navy, Sepah Navy, Sepah Navy. Captain, we are firing. I repeat, we are firing. Do you copy? Now, Iran has been responding to these massive U.S. strikes by responding themselves. Iran has hit areas in Erbil, Iraq, in areas that the U.S. seems to be trying to, have some of its infrastructure. Iran has been really hitting Bahrain hard, Jordan, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait. We've been seeing massive strikes throughout the evening. Now you take a look right here at the price of oil, crude. Right now it has surpassed $80 a barrel. And Donald Trump earlier announced that he will be charging 20%. He says that he controls the Strait of Hormuz and there's a protection fee, 20% of the value of the goods or products on the vessel. that will get paid to Donald Trump. Remember, Donald Trump made that post earlier today. The markets are not happy about what Donald Trump is doing, re-escalating right now. And again, for Donald Trump to say Iran has no navy, no missiles, no radar, no anything. I mean, clearly Iran has responded very, very, very powerfully. Travel through the Strait of Hormuz is at a complete standstill at this point, and the strikes just continue. Now, moments ago, Donald Trump was in the Oval Office. Can you guess what Donald Trump said in the Oval Office? They want to make a deal so badly. They really want to do a deal with me. That's what's going on. I mean, what a humiliation ritual he's putting us all through. Here, play this clip.
Doing another very major attack tonight. They want to make a deal. They came back. We made a deal 2 days ago, and they want to make a deal. They've been negotiating for 47 years.
Then he goes on to say, and they want to do a deal today. They said, could we do a deal? And we had a deal yesterday. It was all done, but then they found out they didn't like something in the deal. So they said the deal was off, but they do want to do a deal today. And so there's a deal yesterday, but now maybe a deal today. Deal. Okay, everybody, you know what? I do deals. I'm a deal guy. I do lots of deals. This is what he's saying in the Oval Office. Here, play this clip.
And Mr. President, just on Iran, you have said now to Congress that we are back at war. How long do you expect this to take? And what's the legal basis?
Take what?
The war.
Well, I think it's going very fast. We've demolished their military. We're hitting them very hard. We had a deal yesterday or the day before. Yesterday was all done. And then they broke up that deal immediately because they found out there was something in the deal they didn't like. And they're wired differently, and we're not going to put up with it.
And then he goes on to demand reimbursement from Arab nations. He said UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and maybe another one. He doesn't know the countries. You're talking about Kuwait? Who are you talking about? Oman? Who are you talking about? And he said, they need to pay us a protection fee for this war. I'm going to demand that these Arab nations pay us. Okay. You know, you do realize that the U.S. security umbrella in the region doesn't exist. And you've actually now caused these countries to be targeted, and their economies are being destroyed right now as well. But this is what Donald Trump's saying, and he's flailing and he's panicking because oil prices are surging. We're about to hit tank bottom. We're at functional tank bottom, but we're about to hit tank bottom from our strategic reserves. There is a chance that in the next 48 to 72 hours, oil prices could be $105, $110 if what happens in the strategic reserves is going in the direction it's going in now. And Trump knows what's happening. That's why he's saying, earlier today, he wants a 20% fee for the Strait of Hormuz. And he's saying it's open, we control it, pay us 20%, which we don't control it. I don't know, he's a liar. And now he's saying the Middle East countries need to pay us because he is desperate. Here, play this clip.
They were involved because they're stone cold crazy. They are crazy. And we're not going to put it up. Yeah, I want to be reimbursed because we're protecting a very rich portion of the world. We're spending money. And so what we've done is we are going to be reimbursed for protection. We're protecting by the countries that we're helping. For instance, you look at the 5 countries. You have Saudi Arabia, you have UAE, you have Qatar, or Qatar as I always say, you have Qatar, Bahrain, and by the way, you have others. You have Kuwait, and you have others, and they will do very well. But we think it's appropriate that we don't need them. You know, we have more oil than any other country in the world. When you add Venezuela, which has been amazing, which has tremendous amounts of oil that we control. When you add Venezuela and everything else, we have more than 50% of the world's supply. We don't need it, but we need it from the standpoint of protecting allies, et cetera, including Israel, including Saudi Arabia, including Qatar, including UAE. We're protecting all of them, and we've done a very effective job.
And then he goes on to talk about how, Caitlin Collins on CNN says, so is this just the status quo that we're in a war with Iran forever? And then Donald Trump is like, Vietnam lasted 19 years, as Jojo from Jers explains. Comparing his illegal war to the one he dodged 5 times certainly is a choice. Here, play this clip.
So you think a deal is still possible? You think they'll return to that?
Yeah, I think a deal is possible. Sure, I do.
But Mr. President, you noted the United States is bombing Iran again. I mean, you've been bombing Iran for months now. Is this just the new normal for the American people?
Well, we're in Vietnam for 19 years. We're here for 4 months. So I think we've done a lot. We've knocked out their Navy in a period of 1 month. We knocked out their Air Force. Their Air Force is non-existent. We knocked out most of their missiles, most of their drones. We knocked out their drone manufacturing capability, about 92%. Their missile capability for manufacturing, we knocked out 89%. And they have a little capability, but they don't have any capability for us. This is almost a military skirmish. Now, with all of that being said, you have to get people that want to make something. We had a deal with them 2 days ago, and then they said, oh, we can't make that deal. We have to negotiate it further. And this is what they've done for 47 years. The difference is nobody negotiated like I do.
Now, earlier, Donald Trump went on a right-wing extremist show, and they were, I guess, talking about the United States attacking something called Pickaxe Mountain in Iran, an area where it's believed that Iran has some of its most sensitive military equipment, which is heavily fortified. And so let me show you what they said there. Play this clip.
Mr. President, go get Pickaxe Mountain and don't keep the speaker waiting. I appreciate your time, sir.
Okay, and we will do that. We're going to take out Pickaxe Mountain. Tell the Iranians to be ready.
I will.
Let them know we're coming, okay? There's not a damn thing they can do about it. All right. Thanks a lot, you.
And then on that same show, you had Donald Trump saying, we're going to hit Iran very hard tonight. And then this like warmonger, neocon, psycho host is like, you're going to kill them? You're going to kill the Iranians? They're on their fourth, the fifth. You're going to kill their fifth set of leader. Kill them. What the hell are we even watching? Who are these freaking psychotic maniacs? Here, play this clip.
Can you or the American military or the Israeli military get to what's left of their third string and their fourth string and their fifth string? Do you know where they are? Can you kill them?
Yeah, I do, but we don't want to talk about that. But okay. We certainly are watching. Yep, I know a lot about that subject. I know a lot, but I don't think it's appropriate to talk about it right now. But we will. We will be hitting them. Like as an example, we're going to hit them very hard tonight. And we're going to hit them hard tomorrow. And there's not a damn thing they can do about it. They have nothing. They have nothing going other than they have big mouths.
Keep it up, Mr. President.
Very good that I did because I got to know them.
The MOU buckled.
And it's a lot better. You know, people say I was at least reasonable. But I got to know them, and they're stone cold crazy people.
And now they're also moving the target to Cuba and saying because there are reports that Cuba has drones from Iran to defend itself if the U.S. invades. Now we need to invade Cuba because because it's alleged that they have drones, which they're not using, but because they have defensive weapons, that's a pretext for invading Cuba now, is what Donald Trump says. Here, play.
I was curious about our reports about Iranian drones in Cuba. There are concerns about that. Where does the relationship of the U.S. stand there? Is military intervention still on the table there?
Well, if they do have that, and they might very well have that, we'll take care of it. Marco's just in the other room. And if they do have that, we'll take care of it in short order. We're not going to have a problem. We're not going to allow that to happen. So
there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.